much for your call. Let me take one quick call before we get to the news. Chris is going to stay around till 5:30. What ticks you in traffic, Brett?
Traffic's fine. I'm on the roads every day, all day. I'm not actually bothered by it too much. I guess.
Are you a professional driver?
I am, yes.
Okay, what do you do?
I'm a driving instructor.
Okay, good for you. Go ahead.
Thanks. I just had a question about crosswalks and getting them installed. I'm in the process of talking with the city about getting one installed in my neighborhood, and I was told by the James Bay Neighborhood Association that there's about a 2 to 3 year waiting list after it gets approved. I'm just wondering if your guest can answer that.
Brett, I was on the city's Advisory Transportation Commission going back, early 90s, I guess. And, at that point in time, we were in the business of pulling out crosswalks. Just because they are dangerous places because people in them honestly believe Star Trek force field is protecting them. We can pick up on this after the news.
Yes, Brett, stay there. Can you stay on the line or phone back?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll put you on hold and we'll pick up on this right after we take a look at the news. We're back with you right after the 5 o'clock news. Stay tuned.
Now, The Drive with Terry Moore on CFAX 1070.
We're talking traffic with Chris Ford. He's the chair of the CRD Safety Committee, and we were having a conversation with Brett just before we took the break here. So, Brett, let's get back to our topic, which is what ticks you in traffic. So, go ahead.
Yeah, so it wasn't so much the traffic that bothers me. Like I said, it's there a minute all day. It's not much I can do about it. But it was about that crosswalk that I think is needed on crossing Menzies at Michigan. It's a high-traffic area between 2 schools, 2 community centers, and hundreds of residents that get used daily. So something more visible would make drivers be more attentive to who's already crossing there. Well,
and I guess we've got the twofold problem is the drivers paying attention, but it seems to me that pedestrians are paying even less attention than the drivers are paying, and especially, you would think the way my pea brain works is whoever is the most vulnerable should be paying the most attention. And if you're a pedestrian, no matter what road you're crossing, you're the most vulnerable, so you should be paying attention. But I've seen more pedestrians walk into telephone poles, trip off the sidewalk because they're listening to music and texting while they're walking. I mean, they're in La La Land. And
sure,
you might as well have that Darwin Award application filled out on your back pocket. Honestly,
that's a great line.
But I think So I would just urge you, Brett. Focus on how what can you do to come up and suggest in working with the city to make sure that it is as visible as possible. I think there's no question for the motorists, the flashing lights, overhead lights for a crosswalk help, a lit crosswalk at night, and again, we need a huge billboard on each side of the sidewalk.
Absolutely.
Pedestrians, pay attention! You are in danger. This is not a safe place.
Hey, listen, Brett, you're a traffic instructor. What company do you work for?
I work for DriveWise.
For DriveWise. Okay, we've interviewed your people before. Here's what I need to know. What is the most common mistake that we as drivers make today when we're on streets and on highways?
Too close.
Yeah.
Everyone's too close to each other. Leave some more space in front, and you can see further ahead, and you can stop in time.
Why do we do that? What is it that people think they're going to gain by another 3 to 4 feet, or even stepping on the gas, trying to beat a light? When you always end up catching these people at the next light. They're always sitting there.
Absolutely.
It's complacency, right? It's complacency, and we all can fall victims to it. For those who've been driving for long enough, it becomes what we just do out there, and people don't even realize they're doing it. I think that's the worst part.
Is this new law that we put into place that the 80 click in the right-hand lane, left-hand lane is for passing, is it working?
Yes and no. Actually, I see more cars in the left lane now than before, so I don't know. I see some people actually moving out of the way more now, some people not. I don't think it's going to take a while, I think, before we see any real change. But it also opens up the door for more people speeding, too. So it's just more awareness, right?
No, that's a good point, Brett. And I would like to see us do what Washington and Oregon do, which says, you can be fined if there's more than 5 vehicles stacked up behind you. So get over to the right-hand lane.
My friend Chris Ford that sits here is an avid cyclist, and many of the people that phone this program when we're talking traffic get really angry at the attention that's paid to the cyclist. They say there's not enough attention paid to the traffic. What's your take as an instructor?
That's the thing. The population's growing, and there's way more cars on the road than there's ever been, and it's just going to get worse before it gets better. But I think it just needs to be more education on the drivers. I mean, let's just calm down out there.
Do you think that that the attention paid to bicycle lanes and all that sort of stuff that they talk about here in the city of Victoria and the council and so on, and also the saying it's okay to use a skateboard on the streets in the city of Victoria is correct or not?
Yeah, I think that's correct. I think it's great. We do need more bike lanes. We need more infrastructure for everything, because at the end of the day, everyone needs to get themselves some places, whether it's a car or a skateboard.
Are we ready for skateboards and bikes on city traffic roads?
We better get ready.
Well, I'll tell you, we are very fortunate that on just about every street in Victoria, we've got both curb lanes used for on-street parking that can be put to some other use down the road, whether it's 10 years or 50 years.
Yeah,
more education, and we got to work together.
Would you tell you how do we get around the people who use their skateboards, who constantly ride on the sidewalks, don't use helmets or do anything like that at all, and just take unbelievable chances?
Yeah, more education is needed.
Okay.
Well, and some of them are going to find out the hard way that that concrete is harder than you in your head.
Scares the hell out of me. I can tell
and
you
it's the same thing with cyclists. You know,
Yeah.
interesting. Thanks, Brett. Interesting today, applicable things, especially on downtown streets, and I think that's a biggie right there. You know, go and take yourself a skills course. If you're, if you're on holiday wanting to rent an RV or towing a trailer and you haven't done it before, go and get some professional help. Go and contact Brett or one of the professional instructors